Hi everybody. Welcome to part 2 of today's Friday podcast. I didn't get a chance to do one last week, and this was something really important that I wanted to address, specifically being the rainy season and springtime that it is. So I'm going to give you a twofer today. What I'd like to talk to you about is 97 to 04 Corvette front turn signals. Now, if you've owned a C5 for any period of time, odds are you've noticed that your turn signal bulbs tend to blow out quite frequently at the front of the car. In fact, if you look at this one here, this is a GM housing, you could see the bits of amber glass in there from bulbs that have exploded in the past. Let me give you a brief history lesson of why this happens. Way back in the dark days of 1995, when they were developing and finalizing the design for the C5 Corvette that was introduced in 1997, they had already designed all of the lamps and the lighting. They had all been made, the tooling was done, and then the government changed the rules regarding having something called daytime running lights, or DRLs. So they thought to themselves, well, it's too late for us to really change anything without spending a bunch of money, so we'll just make sure that the turn signals stay on full bright all the time, and those will be our daytime running lights. Here's the long-term problem with that. The bulb goes in the bottom here, okay? And these housings were never designed to have a bulb in them at full brightness all the time. As you can see, this is what happens. Over time, the heat from that bulb, hours and hours on end, shining at full brightness, melts the top, cracks it, and now every time you wash your car, drive through a puddle, anytime water gets anywhere near this, all it takes is one drop to go through here, drop directly on that hot glass bulb, and you now are out of turn signal again. So, you have a couple of different ways to identify and fix this problem. If you see glass bits in here, you know that your bulb is gone. Easiest way to get to this is to get your car up on ramps, or if you have a lift or a buddy with a lift, get it on a lift. Reach up through the air duct, the brake air duct on either side of the front bumper, move that duct out of the way, put your hand up and just reach behind like this, and you'll be able to feel back here. Odds are, if they haven't been done in the last 5 years, you have this problem. Two ways to solve it. One, replace with new lamp housing, which they run about $59 a piece brand new, which isn't bad. Usually the sockets themselves that the bulbs live in are burned too, because they also were never designed to handle the heat coming from that light bulb at full intensity. The other thing you can do is when you replace this, you might want to switch to an LED bulb. There's a bazillion manufacturers out there offering LED bulbs. LED bulbs are good because they don't produce heat and they don't melt housings. The only thing is you have to have a resistor, and most places today sell the resistor with the bulb, that you have to cut into your wire and splice that in so that you don't get a turn signal that goes when you're sitting at a light. Beyond that, that's the easiest way to fix it. If you don't want to spend any money and fix this problem, I can give you a good idea. Every time I get in my C5 to drive it, I turn my park lamps on. Headlights stay down. Actually nice, because now I can see the gauge cluster if it's not, if it's bright outside. And I just have my tail lights and my park lamps on at all times when I'm driving, and they don't build heat and they don't crack the housing. So, one of the most prevalent but most easily solved problems with the 97 to 04 cars. Any questions, any comments, catch me at 800-886-5064 or email me at csvet@comcast.net. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.